Collin Township should preserve agricultural land. Another 86% agree or strongly agree, or agree for 86%. And really disagree was only 2.4%. So it was less than 3% for.
That's the same.
Yeah.
Is it?
That
Yeah.
number didn't really change, but by maybe
Yeah.
0.2.
Another question, using some agricultural land for new development as a way to accommodate growth. I think this is pretty split pie as well. Agree 33%. Strongly agree 4%, so that's 37. And then I guess the disagree or strongly disagree is 45. So there's actually people disagree with
That's a
using
big change,
agricultural
because
land.
here strongly agreed was 8%, 8.7, and agree was 42.1, so
So that was about 50% agreed?
to preserve farming,
Okay.
that changed.
Yeah. Item 20, this was more of a write-in option, and we've got multiple pages of this.
Yeah.
And the question was, what do you like best about Collin Township? And they wrote out the top 3 items. The rural living, close proximity to Bay City, I think, or just, Midland as well. I know there was a lot of comments about that, just proximity to larger cities. Tight-knit community. And then if you kind of read through all these other responses, a lot of it is rural living. It's what people are here for and what they want to, what they like about the township. So, there was, quite a few pages on that, but a lot of it is the rural living, quiet community, safe, no crime, all those
Close
types
to
of
the
things.
bay.
Yep, close to the bay. That's where I had my opinion from when I first started talking about what I got out of this was, quick access to the bay, the recreation, quiet living, not too much development, yet close enough to stores and restaurants that you can go to. What's one thing you would do to improve Collin Township? Top 3 items for improvements were road maintenance and infrastructure. This is summarized by Cindy and Mike from our office. And I'm guessing they kind of went through and just kind of tallied up how many people commented on each of these. Economic development and business growth. That one kind of surprises me because of all the other comments we just went through. It sounded like people didn't really want a ton of development and business growth. And then community engagement and governance.
One more page.
That was item 21. And then again, there's
Dozen pages.
multiple pages of comments again. But they just tried to summarize them right up top there. Boy, it almost looks like there might be more on what they would do to improve versus what they like about it.
Improve the roads, clean the ditches, better
Yeah.
taxes, and M13 is busy and unsafe.
Yeah, and I know I did read also that a lot of people wanted a left turn lane on M13, which I think people have been talking about that for 20 years. And that's all basically up to MDOT, which reason they're not doing it, I'm guessing, is fortunately there's not enough accidents to show it's truly a safety issue, but, I don't know what their records indicate, but typically if there's enough safety concerns, they do something about it. And then the last 2 items were relative to salvage yards and a junkyard. Should more automobile salvage yards be allowed in the township? 71% no, 9% yes, no opinion 20%. And then on the junkyards, and I guess I should read it up, what this says, a salvage yard is a premise used for storage of automobiles or automobile parts for resale, exchange, or processes of parts of salvage only. And then a junkyard says premise used for the storage or abandonment of inoperable vehicles and parts thereof, scrap building materials, so it's not just vehicles, it's other materials as well. Scrap contractor equipment, tanks, cases, barrels, boxes, piping. Yeah, that's more of general waste as well. And that one was no of 78%, yes of 7%, no opinion 15%.
Anything that stands out to you, Dave, different than ones you've looked at over your career?
No, I mean, the beauty of having these is you're getting what the community has interest in and what means something to them. And obviously the rural living is very important, is why people want to live here. Saginaw Bay is another reason. Close to other communities that have things that they want to be able to have access to, but don't really want right next to them. So I mean, I don't know that the survey needed to be asked for all you guys to know that, because I mean, you all live here as well, and I'm sure there are a lot of things that they mean things to you as well. But as far as the only thing that really stands out is kind of the no opinion. I'm surprised on the percentage of that. It just seemed very high on a lot of these. So I guess as far as what stands out, that's really about the only thing. But other than that, nothing really surprised me. And like we said, for the most part, it was very similar to 2017 to 7 years ago.
Yeah, 5/11.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
So next month is our public hearing.
May 9th, yep.
For public comment.
Right. And I know the document had been written and I think finished for quite a while. I don't think this survey gives us any reason to go back and try to change anything in there based on, you know, the similarities of the surveys. I guess I'll leave that up to the planning commission, but
You found one, Don. You found one error. Somebody had brought it up to you, one error, and you talked to Jennifer at the last meeting, and she was gonna look at her notes.
oh, if there's some edits or something,
There
absolutely.
was some, about that one parcel somewhere.
Oh, that was,
Somebody that probably mentioned something to you.
Was that like on a map?
It's like the highlighter went all the way from, down Beaver Road to Mackinac, and then all the way to US 10. And that, I thought that was a lot of farm agricultural land in there, be zoned industrial in there, but.
US 10. 10 doesn't even come through.
Or 75, I'm sorry, I said 75. There's a, you know, it's like a pie shape there.
So, alright, do you know which map that might have been? Do you know which map that might have been?
That
I'm
was-
sure there's a
That
lot
would've
of
been the
maps.
latest one.
Yeah.
Because there's usually a existing zoning, future land.
And
It's probably
same, it was
future
same
land
thing
use.
on the Linwood corridor, it came down Fraser Roadways. Down,
Yeah, I
you
think-
know, there's actually residents in there as well, just like through the Mackinac from Beaver Road, and I don't think we want to change any of that.
But we had talked though, when it came to that property on Linwood Road, if there was going to be an industrial park previously, the property that Wackley has on the west side of the highway was marked to be industrial, but we can't get city services to it. So the property on this side, between 75 and Fraser Road, would be good property to consider because there's water, there's sewer, and there's electric and natural gas. They're all there. All the infrastructure on that specific,
Oh, good.
that was right in this,
Fraser Road.
here's Center, 75, right here. That was the one that we said would make good industrial property.
Oh, right at
All
the
the
interchange.
infrastructure is there, fast to the highway, for any business, and it's a good parcel of land.
Yeah, I think we expanded that.
Yeah. So this property here, and we did say down here, this, that was.
Yeah, that doesn't have any sewer down there.
Like this
Go
field,
far, yeah.
into this field,
The residents want to know why we came down that far, the one person asked me, so,
this,
yes.
here, over there.
Nope, down towards Mackinac.
Oh, this way.
Yep. And went all the way down to 75, I do believe. Overpass.
You could have industrial here. Well, actually, you got the school there, though, and the school isn't moving, neither is that church. It's been there 100
Unfortunately
years.
for all of us, it was 18 months ago the last time we had our general sessions on this, so it's been.
Yeah.
It was brought to my attention, so I just thought I'd pass it on. We're not
We can look at it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some of that might come at the public hearing again, because I know typically, and I'll make sure when we come that we have the map there, and then we can, if there's any changes, we can
Perfect.
make those changes. I'm sure it's the future land use map. Typically, that's the only thing that's gonna change. Obviously, whatever's current zoning is current zoning.
I could see us having another work session, because it was,
Okay.
I don't know how long ago, Gary,
Yeah.
18 months ago, when we had those 2, 3, 4 work sessions.
I would
to
say,
go over this.
just if, between now and May 9th, if you guys wanna just take a look at the maps, I assume you guys have everything still. And, if there's questions that came up, maybe, you can give me a call or whatever, and, or you guys can talk amongst yourself, or just leave your comments to the public hearing, we can
I
talk
think
about
we
it
go to the
then.
public hearing,
Yeah.
compile everything,
Yeah.
sit down with a work
That's probably
session
the better
after,
way.
and if there's
Yeah.
public comment after that, make any
'Cause
changes.
Have you had a public hearing before on it, or no?
No.
Okay.
That should be the first.
Okay, so then, yeah, I would just, any comments people bring then, or if they've already brought them to you, you can bring them up at that time as well, in case whoever had the comment maybe doesn't make it that night or whatever. So, yeah, I would say that's a good time to talk about it. Okay, that's about all I had for tonight.
All right, appreciate it.
Okay.
Any other discussion on the survey?
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, next order of business, junkyard, salvage yard definition. Charlie, you provided 2 documents that were the result of your FOIA request of Spicer.
That's what I was given, yes. Just have a second, no?
I have an extra copy.
I made a copy for him, so I put it back in here out of order.
You have it?
I'm supposed to. I just gave you a copy of it.
You want it? Whatever I had, I think it was, wasn't it just a couple of invoices?
I thought,
I don't have an extra.
I got it here.
You got it, or else?
It's that, thing.
Find the right paper. Do you have it? I'll make a copy.
Mine's got a bunch of notes.
You can make a copy of
Highlights.
mine.
My
Yeah, I
survey.
didn't get that one. It's probably on the copier. Well, I don't think you gave me that one, so.
Yeah. Pulled this out. Probably messed one up.
Right? Oh,
I had it when it's out there.
yeah.
I don't know where I set it down, but it was right there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have it before,
Which one is which? Does anyone else need a copy?
know what, the copies that I gave you are not here either, so wherever those are, so's the other.
There's nothing in the printer.
That's weird.
I just had them.
Yeah, these were these two.
Yeah. So they're here somewhere. If I could count. Probably got mixed in with all the stuff from this reviews.
Oh,
Those are the actual originals. Because I make sure there's a master.
I was gonna say, these look more clear than this.
Yeah. Oh, want me to say something? I made the request at a township meeting that we were looking at Spicer bills, and it commented that there was a brochure in reference to it. Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, because
Yeah, I mean, you can look at.
one says, would you grab those?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Don't run away.
Okay. I can track them down if I had to.
And it said on them, prepare handout for salvage yards for the master plan, and then it goes on to say, on the invoice from September, auto salvage yards, draft the text. And when I asked these questions in a FOIA, Sam gave me 2 documents, and that's what's in your presence. That says June 4th of 2015 and June 4th of 2015. How does a junkyard differ from a salvage yard? And it talks about the township ordinance for a junkyard as a special use in light industrial I-1. Because it's special use, there's additional requirements located in section 513 under high intensity uses. Secondly, I'm going to just say secondly and third because the bullets don't make sense. Township already has a definition of a junkyard, which is the use of premise or building for salvage or abandonment, keeping, collecting, bailing inoperable automobiles, trucks, tractors, and other such vehicles, and parts thereof, scrap buildings, materials, scrap contractor equipment, tanks, cases, barrels, boxes, piping, bottles, drums, glass, rags, machinery, scrap iron, paper, any other kind of scrap or waste material. Item 3, in addition to an auto salvage and storage facility are allowed in I-1 as a special use. This use is also subject to the same requirement in section 513. Number 4, however, the zoning ordinance does not have a definition of a salvage yard. Possible definition for a salvage yard might be as written as follows. Number 5, which would be the use of premise or part thereof, including automobile graveyard, auto recycling center, automobile wrecking yards, and where any such material, including salvage vehicles or parts thereof, are located or stored for the purpose of resale, exchange, handling, and processing as parts as salvage only. 6, owner-operator of a salvage yard might need to obtain a dealer's license from the Secretary of State. A dealer's license is required if a person conducts the buying, selling, brokering, leasing, negotiating, and lease or dealing in 5 or more vehicles in a 12-month period. The state law that if one is in business of buying, selling, brokering, otherwise dealing in vehicles on a dealer's license is required. In the law, vehicles means any vehicle required to be titled, motor vehicle trailer coach, trailers weighing over 2,500 pounds. Number 7, the required dealer's license for a salvage yard would be a Class F type for a vehicle scrap metal processor. The licensed vehicle scrap metal processor dealer processes vehicles into scrap metal by shredding, shearing, fragmenting, baling, and other similar means. Crushing is not considered a scrap metal process, that it is not the final step before remelting. And number 8, this is pertinent to Calhoun Township because the state requires local zoning and municipal approval before an applicant is authorized for a dealer's license. Salvage yard applicant must provide written verification from the appropriate municipality and zoning authority that the applicant's established place of business meets applicable municipal and zoning requirements. That is, the state will not issue a dealer's license until the applicant demonstrates local zoning and municipal approval has already been approved. The next step would be to amend the zoning ordinance to include a definition for salvage yard. Then it goes on, the other says updating master plan July, June 4th, 2015. Calhoun master plan is 13 years old, adopted in 2002.
You don't have to read it. You've all read it. It's in our packet. Okay. Go ahead and read the second page.
Michigan Planning Enabling Act, Public Act 33 of 2008 states that at least every 5 years, the adoption of a master plan, the planning commission shall review the master plan and determine whether, 1, to commence a procedure to amend the master plan, targeted updates, or adopt a new master plan. Bullet, upon review of the master plan, the following items could be updated. In Chapter 3, the population, housing, economy information can be updated with the current, most current 2010 census data. Number 2, goals and objectives of Chapter 4 could be updated to be informed by current ideas and to reflect anticipated trends. Number 3, updated the future land use maps in Chapter 5. 4, seek community input via survey questionnaires. This can be done easily through an online survey. An online survey can be promoted through the township newsletter, website, and meeting through email, blast, and social media. The input we receive could be used to help inform and develop a new master plan and address possible changes to future land use. Regardless if it is determined to go through the master plan and make targeted updates or to draft a new master plan, the adopted process is still the same. And the planning public hearing is required to make any changes official in addition to the 2002 requirements pertaining to overall process to adopt master plan have been overhauled. If you want to know what that really meant and why that needed to be attached to the first page, I don't know. Because the first page was quite simple according to the zoning. Prepare a handout for salvage yards of a master plan, which actually I don't think either forms actually document that.
Yeah, I guess the last, if I could say something, the last bullet on the first page
Yeah.
says the next step would be to amend the zoning ordinance, it's not the master plan, to include a definition of salvage yard. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess that was,
The
to
one
me,
said-
kind of the theme of that, or the gist of it.
And then the September invoice says draft text for auto salvage yards,
Okay,
but I don't know where that is.
okay.
That has not arrived yet.
We'll see what we can find. I'm just wondering if, have you guys looked at the, I mean, it's not in the current zoning ordinance? You've never amended into it?
Well, that's been the problem.
Okay.
That's why we have a business that's been asking.
Okay.
So to date, that's what was given upon what was requested.
I've never seen that document. Can you tell me the date?
June 4th, 2015.
June 4th? I actually have a Spicer document of September 10th of 2015.